Oh, hello, good afternoon and welcome back to Twisted Koi. And you, Dave's Koi Pond, I see you. Yes, I've been very quiet the last few days. This biosystem has been giving me a real fucking headache, and I've been battling with the black dog as well, but we're on the up. Well, I think we're on the up anyway. Well, got quite a few bits done in the old long block. As you can hear, the air pump's running, so I've got media in the Easy Pod now in the PP solution. It's a 50-50 mix of the original media that I had that come with it, sorry, and new media that I had in a bag. There's a mixture there of it's K3 micro, K1 plus or whatever it is, Helix 13, even some K3 in there. Look. There isn't no discs because I got rid of them a while ago because they fucking go through the slots. But yeah, and yeah, yeah, give you a laugh. I was doing the bio barrel. As you can see, I've got a 3-inch uniseal there. I've got a 4-inch uniseal on the bottom, and I did glue in an air ring. Now that's pissed me off as well because it's acting more like a diffuser than an air ring. So yeah, it's not going to boil fucking shit. And the thing is, I put it in with that much OB1. I can't get the fuck around now. So I'm going to have to wait for some air stones to arrive so I can get them set up in the tank so I can actually use it as a bio chamber. So once the OB1's gone off on the bottom, because I did have a leak down the bottom by the slide valve. But anyway, I digress. I was out by the side of the pond and I got my hand in through the 4-inch hole at the bottom, and I'm trying to get the suckers on the ring stuck to the floor of the water butt with OB1, and I've leant my head up against fucking water butt. Yeah. As soon as I'd done it, I'd realised, you stupid. Yeah. I had a fucking massive, great big black smear of fucking OB1 on my face. Yeah. I ended up with fucking Brillo fucking scrubbing it. Oh, my fucking face was in bits that night. And I know you're all sitting there laughing, going, ah, you damn bastard. Yes, I am. Especially when I thought, oh fuck, I've got that cleaner that Paul gave me with the pipe work. Talking about Paul. A big thank you to Paul Smith. He sent me down a couple of bits and pieces so I could get the return moved on the Easy Pod, and we'll go on to that shortly because I know a couple of people are intrigued. And it will just prove that if you've got an Easy Pod and you don't like the position of the outlet, it can be moved. You can't do fuck all about the inlet or the waste, but you can move the outlet to where you want it. So you won't see it because it's in there with the media, but what you've got, if I slide you up, there we go, in the bottom of this area here, you've got a plastic bit and then another plastic bit that drops in, and then your pipe, your return pipe comes up through that, and then you put a rubber and you clamp the two down with a reducing rubber. Yeah, sorted. So bag of media out the way. What I did was I took that rubber boot off, took the clamp off the bottom, and I dropped the whole pipe out. Now I had to extend the pipe because it was too short to go in. So what I did was, where the 90 is, about an inch or so from the 90, chopped it, and I did that on both sides, and then we put a socket on there with a bit of pipe, and then we put a socket on the top with a bit of pipe. With me? So yeah, now it comes in through the 4-inch slide valve, up through the 3-inch fittings, which are good, comes into the Easy Pod, comes out there, slide valve in between the two. I did miscalculate slightly. I did want to have this over a little bit more, but I miscalculated, and it is what it is, you know. I can still open and close it. I'm not going to open it yet because I'm still waiting for the Obi-Wan to go off down there. So yeah, that's where it goes. So it returns into there, and this, once I've got air stones in, will look like that, but not pink. And then the water will go through these slots here, down that pipe, which goes under the floor and comes up this pipe. Got the air stone and everything in ready, and it comes up this pipe and it will go out and out there. Now I have got to try and get that bit of 4-inch pipe out because it's going to be slightly too short for what I wanted, but that's not a problem. I haven't got any further on over there at all because I've been concentrating on this, and I've got a few more fittings to get, and then we will be golden. Now, if anyone's wondering what this pipe is for, it's because when I've got the airlift running, you will get foam fractionation there, and once I know where the bubbles are stopping, I'll cut the pipe ever so slightly, and I'll go to a T-piece, into a reducer, and then it'll go from there down into there, and it will come down along into this one and then to my sump for waste. And then we will have the same for the overflow. That will have its separate one. That will come down into a T down here and then into the waste. I am thinking of actually putting the T here and coming up the front. It will save on fittings and everything else, because then all I need is a knuckle 90 on the bottom to go to there for waste. Not that this is going to be emptied on a regular basis, it doesn't need to because it's a bio unit, but it's there if I need it. Talking about the bio unit, what I plan to do is I actually plan to take, because 75% of the fish in there will be coming out and going in here, a couple will be going over there, we'll go on to that one in a minute. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the media out of the Easy Pod, bring that over and put it into the bio chamber, and then I will replace the media in the Easy Pod from the bag, because then I can get that treated, ready for fry or toast side, depends on what I get. And then as we go out here, even though it's raining, as you can see, I've managed to get myself a nice little cover made for the top of the IBC tank. I do think I'm going to put the perspex underneath, but I just wanted to get it cobbled together for the moment. And I've now got a cover for the air pump, and as you might notice, that's the air pump from in the filter house that was going to be the air pump for the bottom drain. That is now running the Easy Pod cleaning and the air in here. I say these are doing well, but they will go into the growing on tank once it's up and running, along with the fry in the fish tank. And by Jove, are they starting to fucking grow. As soon as I'm getting wet, these are doing fine. Thinking I'm going to feed them. Not sure what the temperatures are at the moment. 11.4. Yep, we're 11.4 in the pond, and 11.8 in the filter house. That's with the door open. So yeah, hopefully by give me a few hours, and hopefully this should be up and running, all bar that with media in for aeration sort of thing. I have got to put a little plate on here and on here, because that's too high for the overflow that I want to put in. So we've got a bulkhead connector with a 90, and then that will just get turned to where I want it, and then that will become the overflow. This one it'll either go a 45 down, 45 and into the top of the T, or it will go down, 45, and into the top of the T there. I'm not quite sure yet, but as this is starting to pick up, I might be able to get another jug or two in there, I reckon. And that's 75 litres a minute, that one. No, tell a lie, 70 litres a minute. Now, I'd have to go online and find out the wattage, because I can't remember the gentleman, but he did ask me how much everything costs to run my main pond or my systems. Now, I run in 2 Jabo 10,000 litre an hour Veriflow pumps, yeah, and bottom drain is on full speed, so that's 10,000 litres an hour, and that is using 80 watts an hour. The skimmer is at 75% and is using 68 watts an hour, so 128 on there. I'm not sure about the Evolution Aqua air pump, because it's quite a large one, it's an EA120, so I would expect that to be at 180 watts at least. So you're still under a kilowatt there. 75 litre a minute, 70 litre in a minute, he's probably looking at another 100 watts there, so we're 600 watts. 40 litre a minute, 80 watts an hour. The pump is probably about 140 watts, so I would say quite possibly just under a kilowatt an hour. I don't think that's too bad, considering what I've got. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4 systems. So I'm running, in effect, I'm running 4 pumps. I will be running 4 air pumps, because there's a K1 chamber going in the multi-bay. Oh, 13 watts for UV, it's an easy pop. So, yeah, it doesn't have to be expensive, you know. And so it's like a fucking minefield in here again at the moment. But yeah, that's running full speed, and I'm using 79, 80 watts. And in the winter, when I turn them down, that goes down to 35%, and it's using 28 watts. And this one goes down to 50%. Oh, I tell you, I range it between 50 and 70. So if we go to 50 first. $40 watts. If I take it up to 70. $56 watts. And 100%, 79, 80 watts an hour. It's not a lot, really. To be honest, I think without heat, and that's running the fish tank as well. In the fish tank, well, you've got the air pump that's going to be running the multi-bay, a little power head, and a neon light. I'd say neon, LED light, should I say. So, yeah, you know, LEDs are practically fuck all to run. These are LED, and yeah, so I honestly don't know why people say running a pond at normal is expensive to do. If you've got the right bits, then you can make it as cheap as possible. And I'd say the only thing that is running, or will be running, on this grow-on tank will be the auto feeder, the heater and the air pump. I don't think I'm going to put the heater in properly until I get the cover made, but ultimately there will be a heater on this cell. So anyway, I think I've flapped my gums enough. In fact, let's go and have a look at the bigger ones, because I want to I was... Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, fucking hell, Susie just scared the living shit out of me. I'll be back in a minute. Now my fucking heart rate settled down. I was chatting on the phone. We were messaging back and forwards with Ricky yesterday, and I asked him if there's any chance the fish that I thought was a metallic sorghoi, if it is actually a metallic matskowbaki, and he said there's a fucking good possibility because yeah, it started to break out of the pattern. And the tail is healing absolutely awesome. Yeah, it's going to be one to keep an eye on, definitely. I'm really, really intrigued. And that's the one Graham wanted. Hope you're doing better, Huggy Bear. That's one from my spawning last year. And the chocolate chagoi. That is going to be a lovely ginrin fish. And then you got that one. But yeah, this one I'm really, really intrigued on how and where this one's going to go. So yeah, interesting, very interesting. The old turtles are really settled down outside here now. Come on then, if you come in, Muppet. Yeah, these have really settled in nicely. Doing a lot of basking. There we go. Donk. But yeah, they're doing really, really well. Oh yeah, that's boiling lovely now. I can get another, at least a couple of jugs in there. Beautiful. Right, I'm going to put you lot down for a little while. My throat's starting to feel sore. But yeah, anyway guys, I will catch up with you a bit later. Once I've got some water in this bio unit and we can see if this pump blows. We have success. We have the filter house, looks like a fucking shithole, but we have success. I'm not going to stress about the bio bin because I've got some airstones coming Mondays and possibly Tuesdays, so that's not a problem. I can get that done. What I might do is actually get media chucked in there so I can run some PP through the system completely, and then I'm ready. Just dump the airstones in and that will churn it up itself then, won't it? But flow on this is pretty darn good considering it's a 70 litres a minute air pump, and at the moment it is split 50-50 between the bio bin and the uplift. Now I left the bits of shit on top of the water just so that you could see. And that is coming 4-inch bottom drain straight through into 3-inch pipe, into the easy pod, out of the easy pod, into the bio bin, into 4-inch pipe, underneath the fucking lot to a cap and a T-piece, up, T-piece, T-piece, outlet. Not a water pump in sight. I know I've still got to get, I got 2 knuckle 90s, 3 knuckle 90s, a T, and a 1.5 to 22mm reducer for the overflow there. I might not even put this T on here. I might actually use this one here because doesn't look like I'm going to need to stick some pipe in there. She bubbling away quite nicely in there by herself, look. So I think we'll leave that as it is. But yeah, now if you watch very carefully, I'll turn the bio bin off. You see that pick up? That's all coming from one 2-inch ball airstone. Now you cannot deny that has not got a good flow. Even if I split it back to the bio bin and it's running 50-50. So yes, one is a happy cookie. Very happy cookie. Took me a while to sort out that down there, and I might have the odd tiny little drip, but fuck it, it's working. So what we've got to do now is make a perspex lid for the top of the bio chamber, ready for air stones. So yeah, I reckon I can get a good chunk in there. Yeah. Once it's up and running. Yes. In fact, no, I won't put any media in there because the media that's going in there is going to come from the easy pod over there. So then I will already have a working bio, because I will also take a big chunk of water out of the toaster tank and bring it over here as well. And then we'll move some of the fish over from out there and in, and then once the temperatures start coming up in here, we can move the ones from the fish tank in the house out to here, get rid of the fish tank up to Nottingham, because, well, Brett's coming to get Brett from Kilikoi. He'll be coming to collect that, so that's that gone out of the house. Yes, no more water in the house. She will be pleased. But anyway, stop flapping your gums, Vincent. Get tidied up, and then we'll have a final look. Oh, there we go, all tidied up. So all that's left to do now is just the waste pipe work, which will be done the next day or so, and this slide valve is going to get moved. So this slide valve is going to go here, and then there's going to be a knuckle 90 on there, which will then come down to a 45, hit a 45 down there, and then go 1.5-inch pipe down to there where it's 1.5 inch. So at the time it was all I had was the 1.25 flexi, so that's what I banged in there. It'll also mean it'll give me a bit more gap there, because that won't be on there. So with that flat against there with a knuckle 90 like this on it, it'll give me a little bit more room just to this area here, which is what I need really. And yeah, look at that flow. All that coming from around Airstone, and you can see it in the Easy Pod. So, Dazza, hope you're watching. This is how you should be doing your new ponds that you're building out of your concrete. Get the airlifts in them, boy. Look at that for a circulation from an air pump. Who'd have thought it, huh? Anyway, let me put the lid on there. There we go. Here we go. So yeah. Turn that useless thing on just to put some air in the system, just to get everything degassed and whatnot, because I have put a lot of fresh water in there today. But even so, split between the two, you can't grumble at that, and you can't grumble with this light, is you? I mean, this one will be on the timer because it's above the tank, and then during the day you'll have this one on as well, and boom, we is bright. So yeah, just got to make some kind of little jump guard thing, lid it with perspex, and we're golden. Absolutely cushy. So yeah, despite the fucking shitty weather and the fact that I took half my fucking face off with fucking Obi-Wan and a scouring pad, yeah, we're not doing too bad now. So as always, guys, out in the rain. As always, guys, I've been Twisted Koi. You lot have been great, and I'll catch you later on.
That's all, cupcakes.